104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Well, good
morning.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Monday, February the 3rd of 2025. It's 6 o'clock on the dot with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Happy February to you guys.
Yeah, isn't it
Yay.
crazy? We're already a month into the new year.
It's birthday month, Super Bowl month, Valentine's month. Sam's
Yeah.
birthday's day before Valentine's Day.
Groundhog saw its shadow or didn't see its shadow or something. I don't know.
That never even applies to us. I
Never
feel
matters
like.
down here.
Yeah,
There's
6
us.
more weeks of winter. Who cares? Because
Now,
in
can
Houston,
you
it's 80 degrees
answer
today.
me the
Yeah.
question, why is PETA so against Punxsutawney Phil? He's not being mistreated.
Maybe
That
they
you
think he
know
is.
of.
He's
Maybe
not out in the
they-
wild, is he?
Maybe they know something we don't know.
Oh, that's true.
I'm sure
Or
they're
maybe
giving
they
good
haven't
food.
been talked about in a while and they kind of need to stir the pot.
Maybe he
We
doesn't
haven't
want
talked
to get
about them
out of
in
the
a while.
hole, and you're forcing him to get in this hole that he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't you talking about
Justice for
something
people
last
who
week,
like to
Rolla?
be in holes.
Yeah. Let me stay in my hole.
I can't remember what the story was of what they were saying they should replace him with. Was it like
Birthday
a
cake.
sticker? Oh, birthday cake.
Or
birthday cake?
Reveal cake.
Reveal.
Reveal
That's
cake.
what it
That's
was,
right. Baby
yeah.
reveal cake.
Funny.
If it's pink, you got 6 more weeks of.
Yeah, but that
And
takes
then if
away
it's
the
blue-
whole fantasy of the groundhog choosing
See in the shadow.
which one it's going to be, or because obviously he knows
Yeah.
more so than humans do,
And
but
all
a
those-
cake doesn't know.
Right, and
Yeah,
all
the-
those tourists that give money to that town for going there, like people actually make that a destination, which I don't know who that is. If you right now at this minute on the Roula and Ryan Show is listening, and you have been to Punxsutawney Phil's reveal, or you know someone who has traveled for that, please text me at 37530 because I feel like that's a question I will never get answered. No way. There's
Hey,
no
that's
somebody
that
listening doing
town's
that.
thing. That's all they got.
That's
you
what I'm
gotta let
saying.
them have
Anybody
it.
right now listening to us has been they're doing that. I bet we don't get anybody.
The only
Somebody
way-
right now in Houston, Texas that went to that.
Unless they
Probably
were
not.
like working on a project nearby.
Yeah, and decided to go by.
For giggles, I'm going to go over there.
But
37530.
the whole reveal thing, I think I told you this like last Thursday, Eric, off the air. It was the funniest thing. We were at El Tiempo. This is like maybe 10 years ago. I was with my ex. And they have, the patio. There's a glass wall so you can see the patio. At one point probably was outside, but they enlarged the restaurant. So now that's a special
Inside.
events inside. But we're in a booth and she's looking through the glass and this huge family's all gathered around and she can see like the
Answer?
the mom is like her back is to her and she's looking, she sees the reveal and they haven't told the crowd yet. She goes, oh, look, it's a girl.
Oh, no.
And they all like,
They ruined it.
she ruined the surprise. Like there's like
That would
25
suck.
people. I was like, oh my God, why did you do that? It was so funny. It's funny now, but
At the time,
at the time, a little
Well,
tense.
people have had birth reveals go very, very wrong. I think it was, 4 years ago? I mean, every year there's a wildfire somewhere. Obviously, the LA fires were the most recent that's on our minds, but it was like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, there was a birth reveal in the forest that started wildfires.
yeah, stupid. Sam, speaking of reveals, are you going to do that with your baby for everybody?
yeah.
I mean,
We,
So I know you know now, but
yeah, Mark and I did an intimate gender reveal between us two, and then we told my parents over the past weekend.
right.
But we didn't set anything on fire.
you guys didn't do anything crazy?
Nothing
As you
crazy.
should not.
The video is really funny. It was Santiago telling my parents what we're having.
Aw.
And he's like walking to them and he trips and falls and the thing he was holding goes everywhere.
Oh, no.
So that
It
thing
was-
told them before.
No, then they had to like figure out. It was
What was it?
the sonogram, not the sonograms. What's
The ultrasound picture?
The ultrasound picture. Santi was holding that, but I had it like already ready because you get like 5 or 6 pictures, and I
Yeah.
folded it up so that they would see immediately like
So it went
what the
flying?
gender was. So it went flying, and so then my parents are like, how are we going to know what it is?
Yeah.
I'm like, you'll find out. You'll find out. So they had to go through the pictures, but it was hilarious. I'll show. I'll
funny.
probably
That's a
post
cute-
it later. I just am not ready to post it yet.
It's a cute photo.
Yeah, you
video.
do it at
Yeah,
your
the
own
video
pace.
though is hilarious, and then my parents' reaction because I had them wear pink or blue so
Mm-hmm.
that they could guess like what they thought I was having.
Were they different? Your parents?
Yes, so my dad wore pink because he wants a girl, and my mom wore blue, and then my little brother wore blue.
Oh, that's cool.
What do you guys think I'm having?
Well, we got a 50-50
baby.
chance. When are you going to reveal on air?
I don't know.
I'm thinking a girl.
You think girl?
Then you'll be like, oh, got my boy, got my girl. It's all
And
good.
done? What do you think, Ryan?
Girl.
Roula?
Boy, mom.
Boy, mom? Kev?
I mean, I already know.
Oh, that's true. Don't talk about it.
You've been a good actor, though. Just say something, and you'd be correct later on.
I've been sitting on.
y'all.
Y'all, I've been sitting on
smart.
stuff
I
for a
know,
long
sorry.
time. Like, I can hold a secret.
You can. Sorry, Kev. You
But
had me.
can you hold everybody?
Or should we tell it? We'll ask Ahmad. He probably knows.
No.
Oh, because like he told him.
No, I don't think I
Kevin's out there
told
playing
him.
pool with him.
I doubt it. I
Yeah.
doubt that came up in conversation.
Kevin, your superhero power, you are the corruptor.
The corrupt-
Yeah, we're on our show that we
He's
start
the
out, he kicks
corrupter.
out and corrupts them.
That's my
He did not
God.
corrupt me.
Oh, I
just
think
had
you did.
fun.
Sure?
I don't
Are you
know.
sure
You
about
think
that?
so? I
Oh,
don't
she
think so.
was no virgin to my corruption.
Yeah, I think we were
Well, that
fine.
is true. Some of the stories that Sam has told us makes your head spin. Like, wait, what did you do?
I just reopened
What'd
old
you do?
chapters that she forgot about.
Right, exactly. Been away from the game for a little bit.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah,
She came
we're
back.
We're going straight in. We're going straight
In the quad.
Okay, wait. I have to tell you guys, since we're in the tree of trust, I had like the most crazy foot and mouth moment yesterday. I drove to Austin on Saturday for my friend's birthday party, and on the drive back yesterday, you go through all these little small towns. Mm-hmm. So we stopped for a potty break at what can only be described as a gas station with a gift shop. That's the best way I can describe this place. In the middle of nowhere. I don't even know what town we were in.
What was it called?
And I'm going to tell you because of the story I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
But it's a gift shop in a gas station. And so I go do my thing. My husband gets something to drink. And then he meets me in the car. And when I got back to the car, through the glass window on the gift shop side of this gas station, I saw this stuffed animal that all these kids right now, if you're like a tweener kid, they freak out for. It's a brand called Jellycat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, wait a second. Is that a Jellycat in this gas station in the middle of nowhere? No way. So I go inside. I tell my husband, hang on a second, I'll be right back. I go inside, Eric. There was an entire wall full of Jellycats.
In this little town?
Jellycat is such a phenomenon right now. When I was in New York for Christmas with my family, it was a 45-minute wait just to get into FAO Schwartz just to look to see what Jellycats were left.
Oh my.
If you wanted to pay $50 per person, you could have a special access entrance to Jellycat to buy something.
That's
and
a good
these
thing, just to get in
stupid
line.
stuffed animals cost like $50. $35 to $50.
Yep.
The cheapest one I've seen is $28 for like a stuffed bunny you'd give a baby.
So the hype is
Stuffing.
strong, and you wouldn't expect it in this little hick
The
town.
hype is strong. They're super soft. They have all these little themes like a blueberry or a baseball or a ping pong paddle or a
Birthday
pickleball
cake.
paddle, a birthday cake, a wedding cake, a fox, a shark. It's basically stuffed animals for babies
They're really
that have
cute.
taken
Right.
over the nation. The nation. It's called Jellycat. Jellycat's in this glorified gas station with a gift shop. And so when I go in there, there's this one specific one my daughter had asked for, and I'm too cheap to buy it because I think it's stupid to spend $40 on it. But her birthday's coming up, and I thought, what a funny story that I'm in this gas station in the middle of nowhere. They don't have the animal that she wants. I'm like, okay, it's fine. So I get home and I tell her they did have the birthday cake, and I bought her that. And then I was going to give it to her on her birthday, but my husband didn't know it was in the bag, and she
no, she
walks out of
found
the
it.
house and goes, Mommy, where'd you get this? Okay. So she did get that.
Fail.
And that was $28. So I say to her, yeah, it's so crazy. It was a glorified gas station. When I went to go pay for this birthday cake, I stupidly say to the clerk who lives in this town, because I'm so shocked I found this, I go, oh my God, this is unbelievable. You guys, what are the odds I'd be in the middle of nowhere, Texas, and I would find this?
Nowhere? Insult them?
Totally said that to the man's straight
Oh
face.
my God.
Because in my shock,
What
I'm
was
like,
his
I can't believe it.
reaction?
He
Screw
just,
you.
That's why I then had to apologize. I realized, oh my God, I just called this guy.
Your inside voice escaped outside. So
yes.
how
yes.
did he
And
react?
Said, like, he reacted at all like zero. Not even like, that's really funny. I said, oh my God, I just
Maybe
I
he
go,
wasn't paying
I mean,
attention.
like, it's just so
Yep.
shocking that this is like a gas station that has these. These are really popular. And he goes, yeah, there was I said, my daughter really wanted a penguin, but y'all didn't have it. He goes, oh yeah, I heard somebody a couple of days ago talk about the penguin. I thought we had one, but they bought it. And I was like, yeah, it's just so amazing
There's a good
that you guys
chance
have these.
that he didn't
I
even
mean, no,
pick
I
up.
know he heard it, Ryan. 100% he heard it because the only thing I was buying was the Jellycat
Probably just
birthday
like,
cake.
You big city people talk fast.
Totally.
I don't know what you're
Totally.
saying.
I felt so
Like when I was
stupid.
behind the cash register and I'd have
Lady,
a
what's the hurry?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
When I would have a chatty Cathy customer, at a certain point when they're just droning on, I'd be like, I don't even know what she's saying.
You tune out.
You
just
tune
like,
out.
But I
especially
did-
when you've got hundreds of customers.
But the only thing I said was that, and I was the only customer. So to your point, none
There's
of
no
that is
lie.
relevant.
I was trying to make
No,
you feel better.
Not at all. It's me stuffing my foot all the way down in my mouth and my throat.
Just say you're from Dallas.
And I was like,
It
sorry.
didn't look bad.
But anyway, Jellycat in this tiny glorified gas station in the middle of nowhere. And then Alexandra goes, do you think we can go back? How far away was it? I go, girl, I'm not going back there. I don't know where I was.
Vider.
People are trying to guess where I was. It's not some Husker's place.
What'd you
It's not
say,
that place.
Kev? Vider. Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
terrifying.
little bear in a white clan outfit.
Oh, crazy.
No, that's not what they have. That's not what they have. Anyway, you never know where you're going to find the Jellycats. Eric and Eric's daughter and my daughter talk all about the Jellycats.
She loves those.
And you know, like in
I'm not
6
buying
months,
my
Eric,
kid
they're
any
gonna-
of those.
No,
your
believe
kid
me.
doesn't care. Your kid
No,
does not
they're
care. Our
too
kids care. Your
expensive.
kid will not even know he has one.
You're
At
gonna
what
go,
point
you're
at
gonna
what
go
age?
through 3 more cycles of things, Sam, and then you're gonna be.
And then I'll be in the
I felt
trenches.
like those fidget spinners a long time ago.
Oh, remember how
jump-started
that was
yeah.
craziness?
this collection of these kids that are
Well,
like
it's the
13
Beanie
now.
Baby of the 2020s.
Yeah, but 13-year-olds now, it's like they grew up with a lot of stuff to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want fidget spinners, they want the Shopkins was big.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember Shopkins.
God, Shopkins was a vacuum food.
Before that, there was
they were so
Webkins.
cute, though.
Yeah, I still have a
Shopkins-
bag somewhere of all.
Think
the
about it,
Shopkins.
Eric. Actually, Jellycat is the stuffed animal version of a Shopkin.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's like a character.
100% a character with a cute little face, and you just make it collectible.
God, how do you get on board for the next big craze?
You find stuff, then you find an influencer that's 12, and give it to them for free.
Oh.
Let them tell other friends how cool this is, and then
Yeah.
That's why you've got to
takes off.
watch this show, Mystic Quest. It's on Apple TV. I think it's Apple, and it's from the creators. It's like The Office, but they work at a video game company, and it's hilarious because they're all trying to impress this one YouTube star kid. You know,
Trying to get him to be on the
what's
team.
his name? Pootie? I can't remember, but it's hilarious. If you like The Office, it is just like that. It's that kind of humor, and it's hilarious because they work for a gaming company, Mystic Quest. It's
So many
this big
streaming things I
game.
need to see. I didn't see
I
the.
know.
Was
Reese
it a movie?
Witherspoon one? I haven't seen
It's
that
a
one yet.
series.
I just
It
watched
is
that last
so
night with Mark.
funny.
And
We can talk about it in Scoop if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Will
I know you
Ferrell,
talked about
Reese
Grammys, but
Witherspoon.
Yes. Also, the Grammys happened last night, and wow, that was Beyonce's night, which I didn't know. I don't, even Beyonce was like, "Wait, was I even here? I almost didn't show up to
That's
this
the
thing."
first time my whole family we've sat down and watched a show together.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Like,
there was a
we
lot to
watched
see.
A TV show. Like,
We're like, Charlie XCX is performing.
we didn't stay that long. I went to bed at.
I was like,
think
oh,
I know
Lord.
I missed it too. I'm gonna have to watch it online now.
We'll give you a recap, and
That's
we'll.
underwear.
Oh, she did
it's
that song.
underwear. Yeah, it's all underwear. That's the
Oh,
whole
I
thing.
love that song with Billie Eilish.
No, Billie Eilish was in it.
I just saw
Party.
people sweeping up at the end underwear.
Underwear.
So I don't know what
Well, she
happened.
does a
Underwear?
song
Yeah, she was in her
Kept
underwear.
underpants.
the underwear.
Yeah, we'll give you
and
the
what
full-
I'm wearing down there.
We'll give you the full play-by-play.
I see London. I see France.
Yes, you guess the color of my underwear.
Underpants. Yeah. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we were in the 20s, 30s. Now we're going to be like, what, 80 today?
Yeah. Low 80s. Yeah, exactly 2 weeks ago. I think it's like 24 degrees, and now it's going to be 82 today. Right now,
Welcome to Houston.
62 degrees and 613 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. We are a little less than a week away from the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And last night was the Grammys. A lot of people get confused. If you're not a big football fan, you're like, wait, is it not happening? Then they just already have the AFC, NFC? No. It's Pro Bowl weekend, then Super Bowl weekend, and then the parade for whatever city's
So
going
what's
to get
the
it.
actual date? It's not this Sunday, is
It's
it?
the 9th.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
next
it's
Sunday.
coming
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift was at the Grammys last night wearing a very sparkly red outfit, and I said, "Okay, 3, 2, 1. How fast are they going to talk about the Chiefs when they
Oh,
talk about
my
that red?"
gosh.
And as soon as I thought it, here comes the commentary. Oh, looks like she's wearing red to support
Yes.
Travis. Okay,
She
let's
looked
calm down,
amazing
Beth.
in that dress.
She did look great.
Because I'll say it. I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, and her hair, I'm just not.
She was on
about
point
that,
last night.
But she looked incredible yesterday. Last night.
There were a lot of different outfits. Chapel Roan had a couple of outfit changes. I could see her in the Chapel Roan in the commercial break. She started out with one like really unique outfit, and then during commercial break, you see her with security trying to run to her chair, and she's wearing that cone hat from like the Sleeping Beauty cartoons with the
Oh,
fairy,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Like an
Renaissance
enchantress.
days.
Yep.
Yeah, with a little sheer coming out of it, and she's like running, and I go, whoever that is going to really tick off the person they're sitting in front of.
Oh, yeah.
And she was in that hat the rest of the night.
I can't see
Oh,
anything.
man.
So Chapel Roan won Best New Artist, and that was a big deal. And she brought up a journal, not a piece of paper, a whole book, a whole journal
Oh,
yes,
my
she had a
gosh.
to
lot
read
to
from
say.
it.
When I saw that, I'm like, whatever.
Well,
Like, come on,
here's
just-
my thing,
just
Eric.
read,
At
just
this point,
feel it.
my kitchen sink distance wise to the television. Like if I really want to hear every word, I better go closer to the TV because it's not that close. And so when I saw the book come out, I was already kind of in the area of the couch and I was walking towards the sink. And I was like, wait, what is she saying? But what she ended up saying even had Trevor Noah, who was the host, come on after. And was like, wow, okay. That's a great message because she basically goes after the record labels for not protecting the newbies they're trying to make into superstars. Here's what she said.
I told myself if I ever won a Grammy and I got to stand up here in front of the most powerful people in music, I would demand that labels and the industry profiting millions of dollars off of artists would offer a livable wage and health care, especially to developing artists. Because I got signed so young. I got signed as a minor, and when I got dropped, I had 0 job experience under my belt, and like most people, I had a difficult time finding a job in the pandemic and could not afford health insurance. It was so devastating to feel so committed to my art and feel so betrayed by the system and so dehumanized to not have health.
I don't know why.
And if my label would have prioritized artist health, I could have been provided care by a company I was giving everything to. So, record labels need to treat their artists as valuable employees with a livable wage and health insurance and protection. Labels, we got you, but do you got us?
That one got a lot of reaction from a lot of people. Like, you go,
point.
girl, because
It is a great
that's
point.
part we don't know
Yeah, we don't
about.
think
They
about
sign
it.
them when they're young, and
But
they're like, okay,
unfortunately,
bye.
there's not an executive saying, she's right. Let's go ahead and give everybody that insurance.
Also, did you hear the audience when she set the Grammy on the ground?
Oh,
Oh no, because I wasn't close to the TV.
Yeah, you could hear the gasp. Like,
But actually, she's not the first person to do that. I remember when
Disapproval.
Alanis Morissette won for Jagged Little Pill, she put the Grammy on the ground. Like, Alanis Morissette was wearing, if you can YouTube Alanis Morissette winning like in 96 or 97, she comes out in this real kind of mousy, real shriveled up. Not like big and like, oh my gosh, I won this. Just real.
That was the
demure.
era.
And she puts it down on the ground and she's talking on the mic. And as she won 3 that night, she kept putting them on the floor and then picking them up. I mean, is it that heavy you can't carry it?
it's just
I mean, it
an
looked
award,
like
though.
it was heavy because Chappell was trying to read through
from the
a
journal.
book.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
why.
didn't
have
we,
a
we
Grammy.
held one when we were at the
We
Beyonce
did, but I
studio.
don't remember it being crazy heavy.
It looks like it's.
They should have put
heavy.
a really light glass table.
That's what I was
maybe
thinking.
Yeah, a
see-through
little
so
side
that
table.
You could put it down.
Or at
While
least
you're talking.
let the handlers hold on
it
to
because there's all these
Just
people behind
turn
you.
around and give it to
Yeah,
one
they
of
didn't think
the
Carrot
gals.
Top's going to be up there with props and stuff. People go up there and just talk.
You
from
got
the
3
heart.
people behind you standing there, or 2 at least.
But I don't know why they gasped.
Once I saw
It's-
that book, I'm like, oh man.
Oh,
know, the
yeah.
journal.
A
Once you
book.
start reading, I'm done.
Why the
I check
journal?
out.
Okay, the other thing was a huge surprise is that Beyonce won for Best Country Album and Album of the Year. Now, last year's Grammys, Jay-Z was talking about artists and who gets rewarded and how they get rewarded, and he never said his wife's name, but he absolutely implied that how can you have the most nominations of any artist and you've never won Best Album? And it was about Beyonce. She's had 99 Grammy nominations.
Jeez.
She's won, I think, 37 or 38, whatever her number is. She had never won Best Album. So last night was a shocker that she won Best Country Album because, of all the controversy. And I call it controversy because it was. If you're not a Beyonce fan, you don't think it was controversial. If you are a Beyonce fan, it was controversial that she released a country album that country people were like, that's not a country album because you're not country. And so it was the whole conversation this year about that. So for her to win the Best Country Album category was a huge deal. And then for her to win Best Album was a big deal. But then, of course, immediately the trolls are like, wow, that's really interesting that the Grammys gave her Best Album after Jay-Z complained about it.
After you shamed them.
Pointed it out.
I feel like pop radio and hot AC stations played Texas Hold'em more than the country stations.
100%.
They all brag that they did it. Look at us, we're playing it.
But they don't play it regularly.
They did it for 4 or 5 weeks. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
when people weren't looking, they're
Okay,
like,
we
we're
did
not
our
playing
duty.
this again.
Yeah. The other big thing, all through the night, Trevor Noah started out the night by talking about, of course, the LA fires and how the Grammys almost didn't happen because of the LA fires and just trying to get it organized and get it together. So the entire night, there was a QR code on the screen, and they had QR codes at the tables, they had QR codes everywhere so you could donate money, and they did all these different videos and moments about the LA fires and the firefighters and the victims and the tears and the sadness and the devastation, and they raised over $7 million by the end of the broadcast, which was
that's
pretty
so
amazing.
nice. Yeah.
And to present the best album at the end of the night were all like a whole group of firefighters, which was great. So they got to
I like the
spotlight
commercials
them
they did.
Yeah, the local
did-
commercials for local businesses that were devastated by the fires.
Oh,
with
that's nice.
artists, with like pop artists.
I mean,
that's
CBS
cool.
right there gave up millions.
Advertising time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said that that's how CBS was helping. They were going to give the very high dollar commercials, like specifically throughout the show, sprinkled in with local places that burned down. So like the first one that I saw was this girl she's a florist. So she talks about having been in that area, and then it's Doja Cat who's helping her do an arrangement.
It's cute.
Oh, that's
In the
awesome.
commercial.
I'll have to watch
cute.
those.
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
stream
cool.
it so I don't get commercials. It'll be like commercial break.
Yeah.
And then it'll come
Oh,
back.
okay.
We'll be
That's
back
in the thing,
momentarily.
So I don't get to
Moment-
see some of this.
Sabrina Carpenter won for Best Pop Solo Performance for Espresso. She had just performed, then she won. And then the very next presenter was Olivia Rodrigo. Isn't that the whole drama? Olivia Rodrigo's entire album is about the boyfriend that left Olivia for Sabrina, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the
So
deal?
like, whoa. It's like back in the Katy Perry beefing days with Taylor Swift. If like Taylor had just won something and performed, and then Katy was the very next presenter.
It's got to be
Dun,
hard
dun,
to.
dun.
It's got to be hard to be standing in the same room with somebody and put on a smiley face when you know what they've done to you.
Or just stuff you know.
Or, yeah, because you want to like side eye, like
They all know stuff about each other.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
The stories.
Right. Song of the year went to
Same
Kendrick
circle.
Lamar, Not Like Us. Record of the year also went to Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us. Like I said, Chapel Roan, Best New Artist. Those are the big categories. Album of the year, we just talked about Beyonce. Die with a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars won for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group. And my girls were not having it.
And my kids are mad.
They were like, what? That song's not fun. Like, that song's not
No,
fun.
I mean it's a good song, but it's not like
My
a
kids
toe
love,
tapper.
they love Billie Eilish, so they wanted
Yeah.
her. And that song's low
That was
key
not
too.
Billie Eilish's year. She didn't.
I know.
She performed, but she didn't win anything, and that's very unlike the Academy.
Have you heard any of her brother's music? I just
he
I was-
opened for
Well, isn't it all of it? Is
Phineas?
her- yeah,
he opened for Billie like at his concerts. My wife said when they went to him, she liked it. She goes, "Oh, he's really good."
because he dropped a new album. I was on, believe it or not, iTunes. I know not a lot of people use that anymore, but I still will go in there and check out the little samples, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty good.
People don't use iTunes anymore,
Or Apple
like
Music.
Apple Music.
Apple Music, yeah. I guess they said it's not iTunes anymore, but it still works like it.
What do they call it then?
It's just Apple Music, but
Yeah.
I still use that.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I buy
Am I
my
a
music.
boomer because I use Apple
know you
Music
can-
on my phone?
You stream and you
Some people
know.
use YouTube and Spotify. Mm-hmm. There's so
Spotify
many,
girl.
so many ways to get stuff down.
I know.
It's, awesome.
I'm all about
People are
the
so lucky.
playlist. I'm just about the playlist, though.
All
like
we
the-
had was go to disc jockey
Yeah.
stores and buy singles for Roula over here.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah.
Yes, $3.49. Sam Goody.
You paid $4 for a song.
Yes, I was working in the family
That's like
restaurant in the
that's
kitchen.
probably like $8, $10 down.
Yes, my
Oh,
dad would
yeah.
give me $40 a weekend, and I would spend the $40 on cassette singles because I didn't want to invest in the
Casingle.
whole. I didn't want to invest in the whole album because you couldn't pre-listen to it, so you know if it sucked or not. And I was like, "That's like $20. I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to buy
Exactly.
this thing for $3.49."
It does suck when you do buy an album and you're like, man, only 2 songs are
Yeah,
good.
the rest of this is
And that
crap.
sucks. I misspoke. Sabrina won 2 Grammys. I didn't say she won just one, but I didn't mention the second one. Short and Sweet was Best Pop Vocal Album. So more Grammy chatter throughout the morning. But if you missed it, you could try and find those commercials, Sam, online of the local
I'll have to
artists.
watch
And if you go to Grammys.com, you can still donate if you didn't have a chance yesterday. You didn't watch it to do that. So Grammys, a good time.
I know we're doing Roundtable. I just saw this one. A matchmaking service. Because some people out there talk about how dating is so hard and
Yep.
finding someone
Yep.
they're alone. A matchmaking service will find you your soulmate. They're going to guarantee it.
Oh, a guarantee of
But,
the soulmate.
There's something you need
Oh.
first. $1 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's money tied to that.
I'm going to
Wait,
find
you
my
give them
soulmate
that
without
much to
them.
them to guarantee a soulmate? I don't think so. We're going to dive deep on this one
$1
next
million,
on the
that's
Roula
what I
Ryan
need.
Show.
Yeah.
Yes, on Friday, right before the Friday free-for-all, we announced that The Weeknd is coming here on the weekend of August the 30th. Saturday night, August the 30th. The Weeknd will be performing here in Houston. Tickets don't go on sale until this Friday, but today, between 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., that is the window for you to score tickets to see The Weeknd at NRG Stadium. You will be listening for The Weeknd himself to tell you to call in to win
That's always
tickets
easy.
for his show. So just make a note of that. And the number two thing I wanted to mention is right when we opened the show at 6 o'clock, I said, now we've asked a lot of questions that we find at least one person saying yes to, but no one's going to say yes to this. I said, anybody listening right now who's actually been to the town in Pennsylvania where Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow. Like you actually traveled to go see that.
What is the
To see
town
that
name?
event. To see that event.
To see that event. And one of the listeners at that time said they have seen it.
Really?
So really, we can ask anything and we'll find somebody.
But what town do they do that in?
Punxsutawney Phil is in
Yeah.
the
Is it
town.
Punxsutawney?
It's actually a town called
Yeah,
Punxsutawney.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
the texter
Yeah.
says my dad's.
My moment of stupidity.
Philly.
Yeah, which branch are they in? The Navy SEALs?
Right.
Oh, yeah,
Navy
yeah,
SEALs. My dad's whole family lives in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, says the texter. They have groundhog statues underwear on every corner on every what?
Wait,
groundhog
what?
statues underwear on
That's
every
maybe
corner.
hand
Sounds like
underwear.
an autocorrect.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, I don't think they have underwear.
Yeah, they probably sell underwear. Like Bucky's
probably
probably has
do.
Bucky's underwear. You know the
Yeah.
They,
like-
say they have
you
groundhog
say-
statues for different corporations, like a groundhog McDonald's, groundhog USPS. Okay,
I'm surprised Bucky's hasn't got in on this.
that's a beaver.
I know it doesn't matter. Everyone has different animals.
Yep.
There's a whole list of like
I bet
last
they're
week the
snobs about it,
predictions.
Eric.
They're like ranked 15th for
Buc-ee's
predictions. Phil,
Oh, Phil,
for
Punxsutawney
being
Phil.
correct. There's like 15 others that are better.
You got a 50-50
Whoa.
chance of guessing correctly.
But don't you think that the beaver would look down on the groundhog? Or are they like snooty, like the groundhog has his nose up in the air, like you're just a beaver.
Yeah, but
I'm a groundhog.
Beaver does more work.
build dams.
He can't predict the winter.
It's impressive.
Doesn't predict the winter. All right, what's this $1 million story that Eric has to
Eric,
share
what
with
do you
us?
got
Well,
here?
here it is. One of our
I was
texters
going to give it
said,
to Roula because I'm like, well, look at this. This is stupid. If you have $1 million, of course
yeah.
you don't need a service if you have $1 million.
No, you don't.
Yeah, somebody said on text, yeah, give me $1 million. I guarantee my soulmate will come running.
Yep.
It's called $1 Million Matchmaking. It's LA based. It's on a site called 3 Day Rule. They just launched a service that promises to find you the one for $1 million. They are only taking on 3 clients total, but there are more than enough people that are wealthy with high standards to fill the slots. Over 100 people applied on day 1 last week. It is a 1-year program, 12 months. The price tag covers the salaries of 3 people, and here's what you get. A dedicated recruiter of dates. They will fly all around the country to visit bars, gyms, concerts, and other spots to find you a perfect match. You get unlimited matches with full background checks. Number 2, you get a matchmaker. They will help make sure you are paired with the right people and plan out your dates in minute-by-minute detail. You do
What?
none of the legwork.
I don't want somebody planning out my date for
And
me.
number 3, you get a dating coach who will work with you and your dates on things like clothes, hair, and dating etiquette. If you get engaged less than 6 months after the program ends, they toss in a 3-carat engagement ring for the $1 million you
Go
spent.
back to that number 1. Basically, so these people get your $1 million and they get to go party
Yeah.
They
On your
use it
dime.
to go out to bars all across the country.
in clubs.
Hey, you want to date my friend?
How uncomfortable would you be if you were on a date? How uncomfortable would you be if the guy, every time he talks to you, turns to talk to his dating consultant? You know, it's
And what if you don't want somebody?
No, the
Maybe you don't
consultant's on
drink.
the date with you. They just
They
give you
don't?
the grid.
Well, I mean,
What if you want somebody
have
from
to-
church or something, or you don't want somebody from a bar?
Well, maybe you tell them that.
Yeah,
They visit
no
churches
good.
all over the country.
They're going to go to Rome. They're gonna go-
Actually, think about that.
Have
If
people,
you
do
are,
people have church dates?
Yes. Okay, think about this.
I'm
You know,
sure.
I'm Greek Orthodox,
Yeah.
and that's not a giant sector of the population in America overall, right? But if I had $1 million to spend on this, then I would say, I want you to go to every single Greek Orthodox function of like the young adults, the 20 to 35 crowd,
Yeah.
and you're going to find me some potentials in those areas, blah, blah, blah. You could probably direct them on what you want them to do.
but you could do that yourself.
Right, exactly.
No, I
So why
can't.
am
I don't have
paying
time to
for
go to all
this?
those parties and spend all that money on all those
I
flights.
will hire somebody like a Sam over there, and I'll give you $100,000
Well, that's
Yeah.
probably what you're doing here.
instead of $1 million.
And I can stalk them for you and find out if you
Yeah,
guys
she could
would
do that
connect.
for
Well,
you.
listen to this.
That's your
You
side
could
business.
be
Go
the
ahead, Sam.
potential soulmate, according to this article, because they say if you want to be involved, they offered this piece of advice: dress nice for your next flight. Airports are another spot where they will be looking to recruit dates for the person that spent $1 million because a lot of business travelers are just sitting there with lots of time to kill. So it's a good place for recruiters to strike up the conversations. And they won't if you're not dressed nice.
And these guys are married, having an affair.
Yeah, I
You can see that
Or the
happening.
ladies.
Okay, real quick. I was going through listener lines. Eric, perhaps you can answer this question.
I just wanted to tell Eric that the raw feed, the most recent one, you are hilarious. You had me rolling. That was one of the best raw feeds I've heard in a long time. Y'all have a good one.
What did you guys talk about?
I can't remember. It was all over the
Blaze on
place. That's a
Thursday.
raw feed. There's no
There's
no plan.
restrictions.
We just go in there and just whatever happens. And then
It
when
started
you
out
join
with
in-
me and Eric talking about
I can't remember
just
what.
some random stuff, and then Kevin came in, and then
Or Mod-
Urban is our digital, or Mod came in.
Irving came in because we made a joke about their the week before. You
Well,
guys
they had
started it for
started it
10
out.
minutes talking about the Oscars. I bet that had a lot of people.
Well, wait, we can
for a
actually
barn
find out
burner
how
there.
many people. We can go and see how many people listen to it versus the other ones. Like, see if it got as much traction. Hold on, let me see.
Does it show you how long they held in there for, Kev, or just shows you who clicked in?
like if they dropped off
Oh,
of it,
yeah.
like if they
Yeah.
quit listening. No, I can't see that. I can only see.
like Netflix.
Seismograph. You can see like the waves are really, really dwindling.
put that on the-
Netflix only needs 2 minutes to count that you saw that show.
We put that up there. We said,
crazy.
hey, if you don't want to hear Oscar talk, fast forward 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
I guess.
I think that's what they did.
Oh, okay.
It's still
Well,
good.
I won't be able to tell that.
I think those guys, they had fun.
Yeah.
Get it if you like Oscar stuff.
If you like Oscar
I
stuff.
just can't remember what we did, but I know there's lots of laughs, but lots of fun.
We talked about our past. I remember that. And then Fat Legs came up, but
It
I
was
can't
my
remember
birthday
why.
that day, so we did my birthday stuff.
Yeah.
And then Kevin showed up, and then
Well, that's it. We don't have to remember anymore. You know why? Make
Yeah.
people go there and figure it out because we can't remember.
I'm going to go listen now.
Go listen
Y'all
and
don't
then
figure it
tell
out.
us what we
Go to
talked
the podcast
about.
page.
That's what you need to do.
Okay,
Download the
I have the
KRB app.
results.
Of
Okay.
who
Does it
listened
say
to
what we
which
talked
one?
about on there?
Okay.
It does, but it's very basic. Here, I'll tell you what we talked about, and I'll tell you the comparison.
We were in a hurry to get it
All
on.
right, so Parent Nookie, Eric made
yeah.
Roula freak out,
Oh, yeah.
and Fat Legs.
Yes.
Fat legs.
Eric was telling me things that his kid is probably telling my kid that made my head explode. I go, oh my God, we can't be friends now.
They're all best buds.
Because his daughter told him something shocking. I said, if she's saying that to you, imagine what she's saying to my kids. And then Eric walking on his parents, like in two different scenarios. He walked in on his dad and his mother on a waterbed, and then he walked in on his father and his stepmother.
No,
I go, my
I was in the
God.
basement,
Oh,
and
my
I could hear
gosh.
things.
Oh,
and then people were
gosh.
talking about Gloria and Rula's bathroom habits. Lots of stuff to unpack. Check out the raw feed, see for yourself.
Gloria!
If you know, you know.
Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Okay, so I talked a little bit about this last week. United Airlines is redeveloping Terminal B at Bush Airport. So it's going to be a $2.5 billion project, and they're going to shut it down until 2026. So during the lobby closure, there will be signs along Will Clayton Parkway and JFK Boulevard that will direct passengers. Listen to this. You got to check in at Terminal C and then use the above-ground Skyway train to get over to B.
Oh,
United Airline gates B3 through B31 will remain operational throughout the lobby closure. But yeah, if you're flying out of that terminal, I always wondered because I don't think I've been on that little tram in years.
It's real easy.
Yeah, the
It's just a lot
underground
of,
one?
It's just a lot of stairs or
Where do
a
B?
long
Where do
escalator.
they fly out of for B? Like
What airline?
United.
Is
It's
it?
United.
It's always going on.
It's
C.
little planes.
Like little, like
Yeah,
That's what I flew.
Regional.
That's what I was thinking. Like going
So-
to Midland or something, or
I think they're going to make
Austin?
the lobby look like it's not from
South
the
Carolina.
1960s.
Was that where you went?
That's where I went.
Is it
I
the
flew out of
less
B.
loved terminal, Sam? Is there like enough places to eat there? Or is that what they're building now?
That's the one with the Hard
there's-
Rock.
I don't remember seeing the Hard
Roula,
Rock.
I feel like it was limited.
Yeah, it is,
Yes,
but
and the same menu at each place.
Okay.
Another thing happened at Bush last night. The Houston Fire Department's airport rescue firefighters were called to the airport. It was actually Sunday morning.
yeah.
Yeah, so there was a departing United flights that was called off during its takeoff due to an engine issue. 104 passengers and 5 crew members had to be evacuated. No injuries, so thank God everything's okay.
Oh, would not be fun to look out the window and see that on fire? Especially with what's going on in that Airbus in Philly.
Oh,
as
my
well.
God, my
No,
God.
what
There's
happened
been
to
a
Airbus?
lot of
They were taking like
wrecks.
a terminally ill child,
Okay.
one of those big, and it killed all the 6 people on board the plane. And
It was a
injured,
private plane.
Yeah, it's like a hospital.
was a medevac
type thing,
plane.
yeah, medevac, and then
Oh,
they
no.
injured people on the ground. Obviously,
Yeah, it fell right in the middle of the city.
Oh, my God.
There's people. A guy in his ring. He's like saying bye to his wife or something. Open the door, and all of a sudden, You see it, and then it takes like 2 seconds for the explosion.
Don't you feel like like 3 major things in the last week?
Yeah.
Unnerving.
Then there was the helicopter collision with the.
It started with that. Then there was whatever the second thing was that threw people off, and now this thing.
There's at least 3 or 4 in the last 7-8 days.
It's still statistically the most safe way to travel.
And you guys make fun of me for maybe getting diarrhea on a cruise ship. Big deal.
What?
You guys always say, "Oh, cruise ships, you're going to get
So
sick.
random.
You're going to get some disease, or you're going to get sick." No, hell no. Cruise ships are fine.
Okay. Planes are not.
He's so defensive.
I'm just saying.
I don't know why you had to bring up diarrhea.
Because you guys always attack cruise
Because
ships.
we were talking about on a cruise ship, the impression
Always.
is when somebody
Just
gets
because
sick,
the
it
car went out on
runs
one of them.
rampant like a pandemic all across the plane from the front to the back, and everyone's going to get the same thing.
Are you referencing that Carnival cruise from all those years
That
ago?
one too. Real always brings that one up when the power
I
went
don't
out.
bring that one up. He's the one that brings that up. I am over that. Ryan cannot stop with the poop barge. You mean
Yeah,
the
just
poop
one
barge?
time.
Happened one time. Happened one time.
Yeah, if
We
you were
have
the
not
person
seen
on that cruise,
story
that would be a
again.
very important time.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't go back then.
Well, I get
Good
it.
point.
And I do have friends that were stuck on that thing. It was a girls' trip. First time they were ever going to go on a cruise. Last time they were going to go on a
Yeah, I'm
cruise.
sure.
Hey, when we did open
So why do
phones
you want that?
at this time on Friday, that guy, I just forgot his name. I had it. I just forgot it. He asked us, like, what did we want to be when we grew up?
Mm-hmm.
And so we haven't brought this back in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
What did you want to be as a child when you thought about your adult life? Oh, I want to be this when I grow up. And what did you actually become? We want you to call us at 833-390-KRBE. Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut when you were 5, but now you're a librarian.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Or maybe you
Right?
made
Is
it.
it the same thing?
Maybe you did both. And you're here.
833-390-KRBE. We'll talk to you next on The Roula and Ryan Show.